The art of warfare.
Member uniform 673-12-09-571, over.
Hello, this is DreamCap, and welcome to the second video in the series on basic mission making in DCS World. In this video of mission making, we're going to have a look at adding additional airframes to the mission that we started out in video number 1, both fighter aircraft and helicopters. So, first thing first, we go back into the mission editor, and this time we're going to open the mission file that we created in the last session. So we click Open File, or we can also click the File menu here and Open. That works as well. And we'll find our mission in the list, Demo MP mission, and we're greeted with the mission that we previously constructed. So, next step is going to be to get some fighters up in the mix. So I'm going to click the new airplane group, and I'm going to shift on over to Gudata, and instead of A10s, I think I'm going to go with F15s, let's say. And click here, and same thing as we did in the last video. Once I've clicked, since I am reasonably close to an airbase, I can select the type of the initial point to take off from ramp. I can select a good parking spot, and I can give my flight a good starting flight plan. And just set that to landing. I'm also going to tick this one up to 2 aircraft. And that is literally all you have to do in order to make a fighter aircraft element in a mission. Put the fighter down on an airbase and give it a flight plan. You can also, as you see down here, we have the bullseye. You can also move this one around and put it somewhere where it's easier for the fighters and strikers and GCIs to navigate around. And of course you have both blue and red bullseyes. So you can set the red bullseye wherever you want. You can set the blue bullseye wherever you want. You can even put them in the same spot if you really want to mix things up. So, we have fighters, we have strikers, and we have ground targets. The last thing I want to go over is how to add helicopters. These are the last airframes that are client flyable. So what I do is, let's say that we want to create an opportunity for red helicopters. So we want to create some red helicopter slots. We can let them originate from an airbase, or we can just let them originate from pretty much everywhere out in the field. I could then go to the helicopter group, which is different from the airplane group. Helicopter, and I will choose Russia, and let's go with the KA-50s and client so that they are playable, and click anywhere on the ground and make the type of waypoint of the first waypoint, for instance, takeoff from ground. This means that the helicopter will spawn in on the ground, dark and cold. Flight plan that we did for the others, I'm just gonna let it go along the coast here instead of out over the water, and we come back to our place of origin. Now, of course, being a helicopter and just starting out here in the open isn't really, you want to have some kind of helicopter base, or as it's commonly referred to, a forward area refueling point, or FARP. So we'll click the static object button out to the left, and we make sure that we have the correct country, category heliports, and type FARP. And then I can place a FARP just so, and I can even shift it around and give it call signs and frequencies and stuff like that. And once I have, I can take my helicopter, drop it near, and say, okay, don't just take off from the ground, take off from the ramp. And here I can also take the other area and say, no, don't need just turning point, we're supposed to land here. That looks pretty good. I'm going to put another helicopter in the same way as before. Now, with the FARPs, we actually do need to set up support vehicles in order to rearm and refuel. I'm not going to do that in this video. We're going to come back to that in a later video. But for now, you can just go out and give the helicopters in question the relevant payloads. So let's say, for instance, Vickers and 30mm rockets for number 1 and for number 2. And there we are. The helicopter in question is gonna spawn in fully armed and fully refueled and ready to start up and go about its business. So what do we have here now? We have a bunch of ground targets. We have a couple of Striker aircraft with the mission to take out the ground targets. We have fighter aircraft tasked with basically protecting the ground targets, and we have also added a couple of helicopters. And that is pretty much all you really need. If you want to be overly descriptive, for instance, or you want to give people a proper briefing, you can also do that. Just go here to create mission briefing and type in whatever situation, tasking for reds, tasking for blue, and giving names and also time of day to start the mission. And that's really all there is to it. In the future videos, we're going to have a look at controlling AI and giving them taskings. We're going to have a look at setting up FARPs so that you can actually rearm and refuel. We're going to have a look at various other systems in place for instance, logistics and stuff. But for now, this is the very bare bones mission making tutorial. I thank you for watching. I hope to see some awesome bare bones missions being made out in the wild. And until next time, have a good night, a good day, well, a good whatever.